In 1891, a 14-year-old boy made a decision that would change the course of his life forever. He left behind the cornfields of his family's farm, took the $5 his mother had secretly slipped into his pocket, and walked away from everything he had ever known. Jesse Livermore was just a poor farmer's son, an ordinary boy with nothing to set him apart, or so it seemed. But hidden behind his unremarkable exterior was a gift that few could see, a mind that understood numbers in a way most people never would. He could see patterns where others only saw chaos, and this ability would one day make him one of the most legendary traders in Wall Street history. America in 1891 was still recovering from economic turbulence. Most people lived on farms, working with their hands, rarely leaving the towns they were born in. Jesse, however, wanted something else. He wanted freedom from manual labor, from the life that his father expected him to live. His mother, Laura, recognized his extraordinary gift. His teachers had noticed it too. On a cold autumn morning, she whispered words of encouragement, pressed the $5 into his hand, and sent him on a journey to Boston. She couldn't know she was unleashing one of the most brilliant, and arguably destructive, trading minds the world would ever see. Jesse arrived in Boston full of hope and determination. The city was bustling, alive with the energy of the Industrial Revolution. America was changing. Factories were multiplying, wealth was growing, and the stock market, once the exclusive playground of the ultra-rich, was becoming a symbol of possibility. Yet, for most ordinary Americans, it remained mysterious and inaccessible. Average workers earned about $400 a year, while industrial giants like Carnegie and Rockefeller lived in a world entirely their own. But Jesse, with nothing but his wits and a sharp eye for numbers, was about to prove that the market was not just for the wealthy elite. His first job was humble, a board boy at a Boston brokerage firm. Every day, he wrote stock prices onto the large board for customers to see. But as he worked, he began to notice something extraordinary. The numbers moved in patterns. They had rhythms. They whispered secrets about where prices were headed. Within months, Jesse discovered that he could anticipate market movements, not by chance, not through insider tips, but by studying the subtle patterns hidden in plain sight. His gift was mathematical intuition, a rare ability to see order in chaos. By the age of 16, Jesse had saved enough to make his first real trade. He bought stock in Burlington and made a modest profit. It wasn't a fortune, but it was a victory that confirmed something deep inside him. His mind was different. Success wasn't just about money. It was about proving that he could outthink everyone else. Over the next decade, Jesse honed his skills relentlessly. America, meanwhile, was transforming. The early 1900s brought prosperity, and when World War I erupted in Europe, the United States became the world's arms supplier, fueling the war effort while European economies crumbled. Money flowed into American banks, setting the stage for the Roaring Twenties. Jesse's career mirrored the unpredictability of the market. He would experience tremendous highs and devastating lows. In 1906, he correctly anticipated the financial impact of the San Francisco earthquake, netting $250,000 in a single day. 2 years later, he lost it all. But these cycles only deepened his obsession with trading. Risk was addictive, and Jesse thrived on it. He turned trading into an art of intuition and information, building a private intelligence network that spanned the globe. By the 1920s, he employed analysts, statisticians, and researchers to feed him information from London, Paris, Berlin, and beyond. His phone bills alone would have equated to hundreds of thousands of dollars today. Every fluctuation, every report, every political rumor could become a market signal, and Jesse was ready to act. But obsession came at a cost. Jesse's personal life was chaotic. In 1917, he married Dorothy Dosey, went, a Broadway dancer who was as vivacious and social as Jesse was calculating and introverted. Their marriage was passionate at first, but his devotion to numbers soon eclipsed everything else. Dosey raised their children largely on her own while Jesse immersed himself in his charts and analyses. He was unfaithful, chasing women across the city while building his empire of information and prediction. Yet even as his family life crumbled, Jesse's genius continued to flourish. By the late 1920s, America was drunk on prosperity. Automobiles rolled off assembly lines, radios filled homes with news and entertainment, and the stock market became a national obsession. Ordinary Americans borrowed money to buy stocks, convinced that the good times would last forever. Wall Street was everywhere, and speculation was contagious. Shoe shiners gave stock tips. Fortune tellers claimed they could predict market moves with astrology. Everyone was caught in the euphoria, everyone except Jesse. Jesse's sharp mind sensed danger. By 1928, his network of researchers was sending alarm bells. Interest rates rising in London, signs of fraud among prominent financiers, and a market inflated far beyond any rational measure. Prices had detached from reality, and the system teetered on the edge. While the nation reveled in optimism, Jesse quietly positioned himself for disaster. He began building massive short positions, betting that the bubble would burst. It was a lonely, dangerous stand, going against the entire establishment. Meanwhile, his personal life collapsed further. Dosey discovered his infidelities and turned to alcohol. The Livermore estate, once a symbol of his wealth and ambition, became a prison of resentment and broken promises. Their sons were sent to boarding school, and Jesse remained consumed by the market. When Black Tuesday arrived on October 29, 1929, Jesse's predictions came true. The stock market crashed, millions lost their life savings, and Jesse Livermore made $66 million in a single day. Over the following week, he earned more than most corporations made in an entire year. He had become arguably the richest man in America. Yet, even triumph could not repair the damage in his personal life. Dosey's drinking worsened, her infidelity added to the chaos, and by 1932 they divorced bitterly. Jesse was left alone in the Livermore mansion, wealthy but isolated, as new regulations changed the financial landscape forever. The intuitive, unregulated market that had made him a fortune was gone. Attempts to regain his edge failed, and by 1934 he had lost nearly all of his wealth. Bankruptcy loomed once again. Tragedy continued to shadow him. In 1935, his eldest son, Jesse Jr., was accidentally shot by Dosey during a drunken altercation. The boy survived, but the incident shattered what remained of Jesse's hope. Attempts to rebuild his fortune and family relationships failed. He remarried, but history repeated itself. Obsession, neglect, and infidelity continued. By November 28, 1940, Jesse Livermore's story came to a tragic end. At the Sherry Netherland Hotel in Manhattan, he took his own life, leaving behind a note that repeated the words, "My life has been a failure." Jesse Livermore had conquered the market, predicted crashes, and made unimaginable fortunes, but he could not conquer the personal demons that came with his genius. His life serves as a cautionary tale. Extraordinary talent and wealth cannot shield anyone from loneliness, obsession, and human frailty. Money, no matter how vast, cannot buy happiness or redemption. If this story of brilliance, risk, and tragedy captivated you, leave a cash emoji in the comments to show your appreciation. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to follow more deep dive documentaries on history's financial giants. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.